Hi, I'm Jamie G with LUXEeveryday, which stands for Lead a Unique, Extraordinary Existence Every Day. And today we're going to be talking about one of the most important things that affects everything in your life. It affects your identity and who people see you as, and if they trust you, and if you trust yourself. Hi. So let's just chat for just a second. I know that sounds like a mouthful, doesn't it? It sounds like a lot to take in all at once, but it's true. And here's where we're going to start. Core values. Now, I know we've all talked about core values. We've all been through core values. We think we know what our core values are. But I'm going to challenge you today. Do you really? And do you stand by your core values? Do you represent them no matter where you're at? Do you align with them in your business, in the people you associate with, in your choices, all of those things? Is it congruent with who you are? Because here's the thing, if it's not, and you're out of alignment, you know one thing to be true, but you don't stand up for it, and it is a core value of a belief that you have, here's what happens. It literally makes you stop trusting yourself. You start questioning your identity, and your identity becomes in question because you have now just done something, gone along with something, chosen to believe something, made something okay that didn't align with the core value of who you are. And I understand it gets messy. I'm just gonna say, like, we are not all gonna make the right choices all the time. I am as human as they come, and I can guarantee you I've made some hella big mistakes, right? And I've learned from them. And this is why I'm so passionate about it, because when we stop following through and knowing who we are and making choices and alignments with that thing, with those core values, we stop being who we really were created to be. We stop being our essential, our best self. We stop making choices that align with what we truly believe. And then we're incongruent. People don't know quite who we are. We don't know quite who we are. And the message around us is it's just less than, right? It's not clear. It's not powerful. So here's my challenge, because recently I was in a meeting, a business meeting, and there were some things happening that I didn't agree with. Some decisions being made that were affecting other people, and they weren't handled right. They weren't handled properly. And for me, I just think, okay, golden rule, like, do unto others as you would have done to you. Like, just have some integrity with how you handle situations. And really think, if you're representing yourself and your business and your organization as one way, then that needs to be congruent throughout. And I'm not gonna lie, like, I get a little passionate because I've fought for who I am. I have made those mistakes and not been congruent with myself. And you know what happened? It was a disaster. It was messy. And it took me a long time to get back to who I truly am at the core. And in the middle of that, you just don't even know or remember who you are because you've made choices along the way that haven't been congruent, and therefore you get further and further and further away from who you really are. And it takes you a long time to come back to who you are. But here's the good news, because I don't want you to be like, oh, well, it's lost cause then, right? No. Every single step-by-step decision you make today from this day forward, you can choose, like, is this something or somebody I really want to be? Is this something that it aligns with the core of who I want to be, how I want to be, how I want to experience life, and how I want people to experience me? Does it align with that? And if not, then you can say no. You can say no nicely, but you can stand up. Stand up for who you are and stand up for your beliefs. Does that mean you're going to make some waves? It does. It just does. But that is what being a leader is standing up for what's right and standing up for who you are and what you believe, and also for other people. And so I just want to pass this along as today. Really, if you're not sure of your core values, just start there and start writing them down, but then start walking them out and assess in your life, in every area of your life, your business, with the relationship with your kids, your spouse, your family, with the decisions that you're making. Go through each of those categories. You know, the choices you're making, the environments you put yourself in. Is it aligning with that person, those core values that you want to represent you, that feel good and rich and right and elegant and strong for you? And if not, today, just start making those little choices. Because here's the thing, it's the little choices that actually create the big impacts, because it's those little choices individually that we put together. It's like a domino effect of creating who we are and what we believe and being congruent with that person. Because here's the thing, even if other people don't agree with you, when you're in alignment with who you are and you're standing up for those choices and the things that represent you, you trust yourself. You are able to trust yourself and you stand stronger in your identity and who you were created to be. In this life, on this earth, that creation that God brought forth is amazing. And it's individual and it's unique. And that's who you're meant to be. So stand in that space. Because when we allow things to take us away from that, when we allow things to sweep us away into just being okay, being mediocre, allowing people to do things that don't feel good in the sense of morally, integrity-wise, right? They don't feel good to us, they don't feel right, and we just allow them because it's easier. It's easier. Absolutely, it's easier not to question. Absolutely, it's easier not to say anything. But is that how you want to live your life? No. I'm just going to tell you, no. Because you are a leader. You do have a reason for being here, and you have a purpose. And the more you can stand up for that purpose, the more that we can stand up for our beliefs, the more we're going to make a change in this world. It's everybody that's going along with everything and being okay with that and not representing fully who you are or the strength of just integrity, right? It's when we just let those little things take over and we're okay with it and we don't stand up and say something, that the craziness happens, because now all of a sudden everybody thinks it's okay and anybody can do anything. And so we don't have to do that. As leaders, it is our responsibility. It's called extreme ownership. It doesn't matter what somebody else chooses to do. It matters what we choose to do. And even if what they choose to do is wrong, we can handle the situation in integrity for ourselves and for what we represent. And that's what I want to say. Let's stand up and be the leaders. Let's know what our core values are. Let's put in alignment in every area of our life and start speaking up and start standing strong, not in disrespect. Hear me now. You can be respectful and passionate and also be a leader and stand up for what's right in your life and who you believe and what you believe. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear areas that you've struggled, because I'm just telling you, I've struggled in these areas. Like, I made some really, I'm messy. I am 100% human, all right? Just so you know. And for years, because I lost my identity, I stopped making those choices that were right for me. I lost who I was. And because of that, that just exponentially created even more chaos and mischoices, right? Bad choices, choices that didn't align with who I was. And it took me way off course from who I was intended to be. So I'm just telling you, it takes a long time to get back there, but you can start piece by piece today. You can start standing up today. You can start being that person you were called to be today. Have a beautiful day. I would love to hear your feedback. I would love to hear where you're standing up, where you're choosing to stand up in your voice, where you're choosing to choose your core values, where you're choosing to be that person that will lead, that person that leads from heart, integrity, respect, kindness, grace, but strength. Have a beautiful day.